I appreciate it, Coach. I'm Brice Carlson. I'm the O-line coach, run game coordinator at West Virginia State University. We're a Division II state school that's right outside of Charleston, West Virginia, about 10 minutes. On the screen right here, you can see it. If you have any questions, you kind of hit me up on my email or hit me up on Twitter, and then I'll get back to whoever if you have any questions as soon as possible. I'm going to talk about meshing the zone run game and the ways that we cut the defense in half. The main thing that we do, we start off and we look at what are the advantages of a zone run game. First of all, it's a concept that's built on the understanding of zone and gap responsibilities. We're a Division II school. We get some really, really good players. We also get some guys that are developmental guys. So sometimes some guys are a little bit undersized at times, and might lose some one-on-one stuff or blocking down the middle. So we try not to block down the middle of defenders as much as possible. We use backfield action to help move defenders. So we have to mesh up all of our zone aiming points and targets for the O-line with our running back's track and his aiming points. And we like to play as fast as we possibly can. And we use a simple way to identify the mic. Everything we do on offense is built off of a mic or a point system. And you'll kind of see how we talk about who the mic is, who the +1 defender is, the -1 defender, the -2, stuff like that, based on what scheme we're running and what the front is that we're seeing. And that way we don't have to make, a big 4-down or 3-down call. We know based off of where we're working, who the mics is, how everyone's going to be blocked. But every run, for the most part, probably 75 to 80% of our runs are combined with some sort of RPO or screen, whether it's a quick slip or a bubble, or if it's a downfield quick game RPO or RPO based off of rotation. So all of our run game has to mesh with what our RPO is, and our RPO has to mesh to be a relief off of our run plays. And we can use different zones and techniques that dictate the running back's entry point, especially in the 21 personnel game, 22 personnel game. We have a different way to do things, or if we want to cut the defense in half in a certain area. And the biggest thing is we led the Mountain East, which is our conference, which is basically a mostly West Virginia college conference. We have a school in Maryland, a school in Ohio, and a school in North Carolina that are in our league. But we led the conference in the least amount of negative plays, least amount of sacks. And I put a lot of that towards how we teach our zone run game. And I think we work on I'm going to run that back. We led the league in the least amount of negative runs. And I think the main reason was how we handle movement with our combination blocks, and then telling who or who is not in man based on that. Even though you're a zone team, you have to be able to play with man concepts to help limit negative runs. The 3 types of zone we run a true tight zone, which is this one in the middle. That's an A-gap entry point. We run a wide zone play. That is a C-gap to a B-gap cut up play where we're trying to stretch on the front side and cut off on the back side. And then we run a mid-zone, but it's not a perimeter reach block scheme. It is a lateral and vertical drive blocking scheme where our running back is aiming for the front side B gap. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this stretch zone. We call it stretch zone. It's a mid-zone concept today, and really dive into the different ways we block it versus even and odd, over and under, and then the man adjustments that we have with it. So our stretch zone play was our mid-zone play. So we ran this play 85 times, and it's still an RPO concept play as well. Of the 62, carries that we gave, we averaged, 6.13 yards per play, per run. For the top one, this is our 10 personnel look. We ran it 25 times, we averaged 7 yards a carry. And then we also run a lock insert play. And the reason that all of these are locked on the backside is because, we're a heavy RPO system where all of these are reading, second level defenders. So we're blocking the backside of all of these. But off our insert play, our 20 and 11 personnel insert play, we average, 5.56 yards per carry. The main thing that we do, we judge our play on the efficiency of the play. So what the efficiency of a run play is, if we gain 4 yards or more on any given down, convert a first down or a third down or fourth down to a first down, or convert for a touchdown. That's how we judge our efficiency. So if we're trying to stay, obviously anything above 60 is great. And some of these are 60, 70% efficiency. Our 50s are okay, but we still got to get a little bit better, more consistent with that. Now, what our O-line is trying to do on the stretch zone plays, we're trying to create stretch on an angle, not a wide 45-degree angle. We're still trying to get, these are still drive blocks. Our backside is in man, our front side is in zone. Our running back's aiming point is the front side B gap. Okay, and how he is reading this, he's reading the front side guard's block to tell him to take his eyes elsewhere. So whether it's an under front or an over front, he is pressing and reading the front side guard's block through the B gap. Okay, so the main thing we got to know about going in this as an O-lineman is, how do we declare the mic? We declare the mic as the first, second level player head up the zero spot, which the zero spot for us is head up the football, okay, to the front side. So if he's head up to the front side, that'll be the mic. All right, in even front, we'll have a single mic. In odd front, we will have 2 mics. All right, now based off that mic, okay, then you will understand who the -1 player or the +1 player is. And our quarterback is intertwined, as well as our tight end or fullback is intertwined about based on who we are miking, who we're declaring as the mic, for them to know who they're responsible for. So if it's a base 10 personnel play, and say we're in the +1 defender with the quarterback, and we mic, the first thing head up the front side, so the true mic here, our quarterback will now read the +1 to the front side. All right. Now, if we get any type of tag, now based on that tag, our fullback is responsible for the -1 or the +1 based on the tag. So right here, we're making a here tag, which means our fullback is responsible for the -1. Well, since the center mic'd the A-gap defender, our fullback sees that and he knows he's got the next man pass, which would be our -1. So, on this play, you got the whole box handled. So if you want to put the quarterback's eyes on the +1, he knows he's got the first man to the front side past the mic. And based on all that, we can block different fronts. We can push the ID and do different things like that. But still, same thing with even and odd. And even front, we do have 1 mic call, and odd, we have 2. How did we decide to design this? We wanted a play that was going to hit in the front side B or A gap that had a chance to cut back. And it's still a physical play. Every block is still a drive block. We're trying to create stretch and vertical movement. All right, we're trying to create stretch and vertical movement. So based on our footwork and our landmarks and how we coach this, we're still going to get vertical movement on this play. And our backside is trying to cut the defense in half, whether that's blocking in man, or we're combination blocking, whatever it is, we're trying to cut the defense in half using either a man concept with the backside guard and the backside tackle man with the backside insert, or if we're comboing and kicking out the backside, we're trying to find multiple ways to cut the defense in half. To create stretch on the front side of the play, our aiming point is the play side number. All right, so our whole line understands the play side number on the front side is their aiming point, their target. Okay, now how do we achieve a vertical cutoff? Okay, we'll either be in man, we'll use an insert, we'll use a scoop concept, which I'm about to get into right here in this next slide, and then I'll really explain that in depth, the scoop concept. So I think it is a great tool that we use as a technique on the backside and for movement. The keys to this play: the running back needs to aim and press the B gap and read the front side guard's block. He's chasing the front side guard's inside leg at all times during the play. All right, but he's reading the front side guard's block. The whole line has to understand how to cut the defense in half. All right, we're running a zone play to find a way to cut the defense in half somewhere to create a lane for the back. We have to be physical. We have to use half placement or targets to create stretch and to get a cutoff. All right, what the scoot is. All right, a scoot is our backside guards will use this, our front side guard, the tackle will use this, our center will use it if it's uncovered. All right, we use a scoot technique to cover up a defender by playing square. All right, achieving an aiming point, getting a vertical push on the player so he can play with power and power angles but he's also able to rewind versus movement, especially on the backside if you're a backside guard and man. And it keeps everybody on the same level if they're working together to handle movement. Our main usage for this technique is the backside, the mid zone or inside zone lock. You can use on tights. You can use on a lot of different concepts. With the G-Tech or the backside tackle combo, you can use it for front side movements. You can use, like I said, as an uncovered player on the front side of the play. The main thing is you can also expand gaps for loose techniques and get movement as well. All right, so right here, we're running a base stretch zone play to the left. All right. So all we're thinking up front right now is we're miking anything head up the front side to head up the zero spot in the front side. All right. So everyone still is responsible for their gap and their man. So our tackle thinks in his base role around this play, he's thinking I'm gapping first five. Okay. Well, that means he knows he's got the man in his gap. So our center and our guard are gapping first five. Well, these are the first three players that are to the front side, so we know that we have to combination block to 37. Well, there's nothing in the zero spot, but we do have a front side, so we automatically know the mic is 37. So based with this look, we will cage it, which means the center and guard are going to cage it to 37. Who is the mic? Our guard will be the postman, our center will be the trail man. Now, on the back side, they know they're in the man. Okay, so our backside guard is responsible for anything head up, the first defender head up the center to backside, which would be 44. Our tackle is responsible for the second man head up to backside the center, which would be 99. Okay, so based off all that, we know that the backside has their base rules to cut the defense in half. The front side knows they're trying to create stretch and vertical movement. All right, so here we go. So right now, our left tackle is going to use a throw-out technique. So it's going to be lateral, vertical, and he's going to torque out with his right arm. We usually get a little better, get a little high here. But then once he gets stalemate, he's going to keep lower hips and then wedge out with his inside hip. Okay, our front side guard is going to open step and get vertical through to turn the shoulder of number 6. As he's turning the shoulder, the center is going to buck the replace and drive through the play side number. He's going to push the guard off into the feet of 37. If we're trying to still stretch and get to the place on number 37, if he's working so fast laterally, we'll just displace that and create a gap in the front side A gap. Then our backside guard is using a drive cross technique. If he's head up, he can bucket it if he's worried about inside movement. And then our tackle, the main thing is, yeah, he's got a loose 5, but he does have a possibility of movement. All right, based on the stack right here, the stack read with number 8, stacking 99. He needs to be ready to get that backside foot vertical now, which if he would have just sold out and then drove his backside knee through, he could have just easily crushed him vertical through the inside V here. All right, but our back is still pressing the front side V gap and reading the front side guard's block. So we're getting hat on 6. He's reading 63's block. 63 gets a displacement, and we get vertical now on the cut up. Okay, now right here we're playing against another even front team. We're running stretch zone to the right here. Okay. We're responsible, all right, for the first 3 to 5 guys on the front side. If it's just so you guys know, if it's a true zone play, all right, these 5 guys are responsible for the first 5. If it is a man concept on the backside, so any true RPO, okay, the center, the front side guard, and the front side tackle are always responsible for the first 3. If it's odd, we bring the backside guard, and now we're for the first 4. Okay. If there's a confusion about who everyone's responsible for, our center will find the uncovered gap front side. So if the A gap is uncovered, okay, I know I'm miking the second level player that's playing in that area. And even front, all right, there'll always be just a first 3 concept. In odd front, it'll be first 4. So right here, we're stretch zoning to the right. Our center is uncovered. So he makes a ray call to the mic. Well, the mic is head up the ball, so the mic is 32. All right, that tells our right tackle that now you're a man unless you're bumped off, period. You have to play with man principles because if we get some type of movement, all right, or late movement, then we can bump them off late. But it keeps us from kind of any bit of run through or stuff like that. All right, so it's limiting negative plays. So we're raying to the mic. So now our tackle is a throw-out player. He's going to be loud, vertical, throwing out. Our right guard is going to be loud, vertical, and then drive on a play side drive through the play side number 3 technique. Our center is going to scoot, all right, which we want to talk about earlier with the cover-up step, and he's going to be lateral. If there's no threat and he does feel pressure on the backside shoulder, he can ricochet and get vertical. You don't want to rewind it all the way back. You just want to ricochet it and then get up to 32 on the play side number. You still have a second level aiming point being the play side number. Our backside guards will use a scoop and get his eyes to the play side armpit to cut the defense in half. Our backside tackles and man. Okay, now sometimes we can set these. Sometimes if they're really tight, we'll drive crotch here. We can short set. We can just go lateral and vertical and get our eyes to the inside V. But whatever we do, we have to be square with it. We can't give any short edges. The main reason you don't want to give a short edge is you don't want to get up a late hit on the quarterback if we are throwing an RPO. All right, so right here, we're ready to 32. Well, the 3-tech stays out. He doesn't feel pressure on 58 on his shoulder, so he shouldn't rewind all the way back. He can slow play it, but he doesn't need to rewind all the way back. He does cut the defense in half, which is taking care of the first level first, because now you do have a lane. All right, but especially moving forward, we're going to put more stress on the guard. So that, if it's a shade, we're going to work this a lot more on how much 2-eye stuff we'll do with the ricochet. But that is the ricochet to cut the defense in half for 58. All right, so that our back can keep pressing the guard's block. All right, so that is the ricochet. We're a little light up to the mic. All right, but our back does a good job of getting upfield. From the wide shot, you can really see it. They bump the front late. All right, so we scoot, ricochet the nose quick, boom, cut the defense in half so we have a lane. All right, we just need to snap off on an angle. If we did that, snap off more flat to an angle to pick up the mic with the center here. Okay, our left tackle's and man on the backside. You can really see it this about playing square. There's no short edges. He doesn't lay, but he does a good job. All right, finishing the play and getting physical. All right, but all of these plays are not reach blocks. These are still all drive blocks. Okay, now right here, all right, it's good to handle movement. All right, so this is a stretch zone play to the right. Our tackle right here would be a prime time. This is his first start. Be a prime time to use a scoop to handle this space. Well, he stepped lateral vertical and gave up a high wall quick, which made our back cut quick now, so we didn't get enough expansion with the tackle here. You'll see when we play here. Our right guard and our center are right into the mic. The mic is head up, the front side, boom, we know we got him. Now, if he were to minus this, we would end up tracking the 4, and now we would have to read off the -1 player or work up and book the end. So it just depends on how we want to do that from week to week. But since he's head up the front side, we know he's the mic. If he was backside, we have to push it to handle 4 on the insert to the front side. All right, well, since 32 is the mic, we're going to right again to the mic. All right, so if we get any type of 3 spike like on a tag stunt, all right, we want to be square and then drive vertical. Our center didn't get square. He opened up too much. He got half placement, which kept our back front side. All right, but we didn't get enough vertical movement here. So right here, we open up a little bit too much. Our guard does a good job disrupting the 3, pass it off. We should just be driving vertical with our center. He opened up too much. All right here. But you can see as he's opening up too much that he's going to give up a backside run through. You got to have your backside hand to the armpit and stay square so we can get vertical on a drive block here. Okay, the other thing is we're scooting on the backside guard. So our guard scooting, the reason we scoot is so that we can also rewind on movement. So the minute that 2-eye goes to a 3, we have to rewind that and get vertical instead of doing a drop cutoff and that 3 goes backside. Now 12 thrown, he's getting hit. All right. So we have to mesh up this block to fit the entire system. That we scoop, get vertical, drive through that so that we don't give up any type of short edge to hit our quarterback here. All right, right here, now we get odd front. So in odd, we got 2 mics. The reason why we put in 2 mics is because there's 4 gaps that can be being played on this odd front, especially to the boundary. If we can't X off a threat, all right, we got to put 26 in the count. Well, 26 is to the boundary. We got a tight 5 to head up 4. We know we're getting some type of B gap player with the 4-eye or the 4 going out and the buck coming in, or if it's the 4 coming in, the buck's off the edge. All right, then we know that the number 1 can play off the A gaps. All right, so right here we're running a stretch zone play to the right. Okay, we're 2 mics right, which means 1 and 26 are the mics. All right, our center will tag to 26 to put the guard and tackle in the combination block, and then bring the backside guard on an A skull or an A block, whatever you want to call it, to number 1. And our backside tackle is in man. Our quarterback knows his number 1 and 26 are the mics. His read is 46. Now on the snap, 46 is going to expand, which is going to tell us to give the back ball now quick and hit the cutoff. Okay, so here you go. So we're tagging at 26, acing the 1. Our tackles in man on the backside. All right, now, the minute that we're pressing the guard's block, the minute that somebody else gets displacement, all right, and turns our back's eyes vertical to backside, he's got to get vertical now. So our back is thinking press the guard's block, but since we got displacement on 77 and he gets vertical movement, we got to quick cut it on a 3 now. As you can see, I'm pretty sure he cuts it on his 3rd step here. We usually cut it on the 5th. He's 1, 2, 3, cut it on the 3rd. All right, that way because he couldn't press it because the movement 77 got. All right, well, the -1 expanded out by putting him in conflict to hit the cut up here. Okay, so based on, like I said, based on if we can X off 26 or not, okay, and then what type of aiming points of displacement we get, our back and decide to press it on 5 or cut it on 3, based on if we got movement vertically from the defense. Now here, there's no 26, there's no buck player here. So now you got 3-2 box, all right here, the corner's pressed. You got 3-2, there's no buck backer, all right, to the boundary. So it's a stretch zone play to the right, still on front. We're gonna go 2 mics middle, okay? Well, the minute you go 2 mics middle, you gotta change your technique of some of your combination looks here. All right, so here we're still gonna tag it up to the first mic. We're going to ace it to the 2nd, but the backside guard's footwork will change because he's got to get square to ensure the center's block and then rewind on the backside backer here on the will. Well, that means we need to use the scoop technique here. Okay, now you'll watch our back still press it front side. All right, we scooted with the backside guard here on the ace. The center needs to get vertical and get his hat front side, which is why the ball hits backside a little bit because he's not getting his hat front side, not selling out. All right, he's worried about getting his hands off because he played with wide hands here. All right, but we're tagging to 1. Our guard and tackle need to scoot 26 to 1. All right, our center has got to sell for a hat still in the place, and now we're going to post it vertically. I'm going to be ready to take more of the man because we got a backside mic that we're going to scoot and rewind square back to cut the defense in half here. So again, the defense is cut in half. The back does a great job pressing as long as he could until he's got to make his cut. Now, let's see how many steps he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, cut on the 5th step. All right, that means he's able to press it through no matter what the look was. All right, right here now versus odd front. So we're getting a lot of movement. Okay, so we're getting a lot of movement. The minute that the mic, all right, 4 down or odd gets out of the A gaps, all right, starts cheating wider and wider, we know we're getting some sort of movement. So we're going to get a lot of movement. Our center, right, left guard, and left tackle, let's say stretch zone play to the left. Our center, left guard, left tackle, we put a movement call on. So the minute that he moved out, we're thinking trace, 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 which means us 3 are working together. So we're going to use scoot footwork. We're still going to throw a post hand, but we're going to put a lot of pressure on the backside guard here. Okay, so we're going to trace this, which means we're all going to scoot to the left. The guard knows he's got to get hat quick. All right, the nose goes backside, so the guard rewinds on him. We're scooting, scooting, scooting. He's going to stick in or loop in, which allows our center to scoot forward to handle the movement. All right, and lets our back press and cut it up quick. All right, so based off all these, you can hit the front side A, front side B, all right, backside A and backside B with this. All right, same thing here. But this one we hit off the front side. We're still tracing because we're getting overloaded to the edge here. As long as we can handle them on a trace and we don't chase, we're going to put a lot of pressure on the backside here. Okay, but as long as we press the guard's block in the B gap and read his block, we'll be fine. So we trace it. The backside tackle, he takes a drop step because he thought we're getting a reduction, all right, which they should be because they're going to end up with 2 outside. So he ends up like ass blocking this backside 5. This is what we teach. So if we got on and outside, we're thinking now we got a 1 on number 3 right here, this backside 5 take. All right, he stays outside, so we get 2 in a gap on the outside. So if we were to get some type of movement and we displaced it, we would have had a cut up here. All right, but he played all the way back, which is fine. The center, all right, handles 42 on the loop. Our tackle's out. Our right guard's driving through. Our center keeps pressing the guard's block. Our running back keeps pressing the guard's block on the front side. Our backside guard is getting vertical through the play side armpit, okay, which allows our back to get up the front side. We'll see a quick flash over there. Okay, but it doesn't matter, odd or even, the rules don't need to change. We have to play with the end points, create stretch, and create a vertical run off and find a way to cut the defense in half. If we're just straight overloaded, like we said, we're an RPO, we'll throw off RPOs. If we're just straight overloaded now, we'll have some sort of relief or concept on. Basically, number 2 right here to the boundary is running like a 5-step bender. Number 1 is reading. He can hitch up. All right, we're running basically on an end. All right, so the minute that corner gets depth like that, we can hitch it up now, throw the relief. We're playing a 6-man box. That way we don't have to worry about getting overhatted or anything like that. All right, but we're square. There's no one even within 4 yards of the quarterback. Not a way he's getting touched here. All right. So all that is all built in from the first thing. All right. Now, if you're playing in a game and you can't handle, the nose on the backside A-gap, you can't get a cutoff on the scoot, or, you can't get half placement on the front, so you're not getting enough stretch, we have to find a way to cut the defense in half. Now, how we do that, we use a man adjustment. It's still off of a zone scheme. All right, we ran this 26 times and we averaged, 7.19 yards per play, but that's also with, some RPOs and different things like that. But in terms of yards per carry, we averaged 8 yards per carry with an 81% efficiency. All right, now what we'll do, if our nose is kicking our guards out, we'll pin the nose back with the center. We'll pull the backside guard and still treat it like a center and guard combination block. All right. So the main reason we do that is, superior technique, superior talent. They got a really good nose. We could also fold the backside 3. We call it a tug, and we'll pull the tackle. We can do a lot of different things like that. But we're just trying to find another way to cut the defense in half. All right. Now, if you block it right, there sometimes could be a cutback. And as long as you're straining and playing with good half placement, you should be able to still have that. All right, but we're wanting to create stretch and vertical movement and cut the defense in half. The key is finding a new way to cut the defense in half, trying to create space. All right, you do not change your running back's base rules on this. Whatever your change up in is, keep the base reads the same, the base stretch concept the same. Everything needs to stay the same. All right, nothing. You're not. It's still a physical run play, and you're still playing with targets and half placement. Okay, so right here, we're running an inside zone play with a man adjustment fold on the front side, okay? So this would be an inside zone run play to the left with an RPO where backside tackles and man. You could, based on how we can call the play, we can read the -1, we can read the +1. Right now we're reading the -1. The -1 is slow playing it, all right? So we fold, all right, for the mic, all right, and cut the defense half so we get a front side run, okay? Now, all right, then we thought number 57 was pretty good. All right, we said, okay, I don't know how many times we're going to scoot and get half placement on the nose. Well, the minute that happened, all right, we said we need to pin it. All right, we need to pull it. All right, well, the minute we started doing that, okay, the answer would be, all right, well, let's reduce the front. Well, if you do that, you just pin and you pull, and you tell the guard now to check the near knee of the 3. The minute that 3's knees come in, I'm taking him, the guard's disrupting, checking wide, checking near knee to backer on the mic. So the 5 is the mic. We're still micing it the same way we did on the stretch zone play before. Anything head up the center or front side. Okay, so 5's the mic. All right, we make a boogie call, which means we're pulling the backside guard for the mic. All right, our center's back blocking on the nose. He's going to angle step, drive that knee into his crotch and really drive it in, overemphasize it. All right, and get our hat vertical through the play side V. Okay, our left guard is still a play side drive player, so he's going to be lateral, vertical, or you can scoop that if he's loose and drive through the play side number 3 technique. Our left tackle is a play side, is a torque out player with working lateral, vertical footwork. All right, and the key is when we get to the second level, we're still selling out for half placement. So our guard still wants to get to the play side number 5. So he's working for that left breastplate here. Okay, which tells our back that we can keep pressing his read on the guard. Keep pressing the read on the guard, so you got to make a cut. Now our backside tackle is still in man. He needs to drive his backside knee through the crotch of the 5 technique. He should be thinking we're getting a reduction here because 44 is stacked. Okay, so the minute 44 is out, we're going to get a reduction because he can play the C gap. Okay, so right now, we need to be prepping that I can take a bucket and then get my backside knee vertical through. Don't know where he's at and wide arm. Drive our backside hand through, tight elbows in, and drive through this play side V on an angle and drive the backside knee through. All right, but this one we can keep pressing it, cut the defense in half, and hit the front side. Now, the same thing here is we're backed up. All right, 37 is the mic. We're on a stretch zone play to the left. There's not even an extra player to push the ID to, so we might 37. Then we're lateral vertical through 10. All right, we cut the defense in half on the back block on the nose. All right, we didn't step, which is why I was worried about this kid. We got to get more width on our step. Okay, we pull for the Mike. Mike plays down the middle over the top. Our back gets a two-way go here. All right, here we go. Here's another look here. Okay, this is Fairmont. Okay, we're running the same concept. We're Mike's 39. We're stretching over the fold to the right. We're backing, pulling. Okay, lateral vertical throw out. Play for the play side number on the play side drive. We're in man. Could be ready for a reduction possibly. Yeah, that's with a lot of film study, different things like that. Okay, which is why the right guard steps inside out first, because he was ready. I mean, the left tackle steps inside out first because he was ready for a reduction with this look here. Okay, so he steps with his inside foot first, expecting movement. He doesn't, so he's able just to fan it out and drive and get extension. All right, when our backside guard pulls through, selling out, he displaces the Mike, which tells our back to keep pressing it vertical here. Okay, and we cut the defense in half again. Number 50 and number 99 are really good players. And we had to find ways to create another way to cut the defense in half. And this was one of them. Okay, another look here. Okay, we're going to press it. Now, the reason we do this, you don't want to change your back's read. So we're folding for 5. Okay, I want to keep the back on the same plane. So our backside guard's still pulling for the play side number. We're still play side driving number 10. We're getting half. We're stretching, so our back's able to hit this throughout the front side guard's block. He's stretching it and pressing it. All right, sorry, you'll see that right here. He's stretching it and keeping the front side. He's reading the guard's block, reading the guard's block, reading the guard's block. He needs to keep a path that way. All right, and there's no plus defender there till late. Okay, but it's another way. Like I said, we work for play side number aiming points. We're stretching with the guard and tackle, and we're still stretching with the puller, all right, on the backside fold. All right, and that way it doesn't matter. Hey, we're not always hitting it in the A gap. It's not that type of play. It demands a play there. It can hit in the A gap, the B gap. If they move, we can hit in the front side C gap, different things like that. All we're doing is trying to find different ways to cut the defense in half. Okay. All right, here's another look. A couple places to go. We're going to stretch zone play to the left. We're still pulling the backside guard. All right, but the thing is, 44 plays back guard, gives our guard on the pull the front side number, and we keep pressing it front side here. All right, we're getting a ton of displacement and stretch from the guard and tackle here, which allows our back to hit it in the space. Okay, now, the other thing we'll do, if we got a really good 2-eye or or a guy that don't stick a lot, you don't want to use this a lot when you get a lot of shade crossing the face. If you get a lot of that, you need to man up, all right, reach the shade, stretch the front side, okay, and hit it through the front side, and then work it off the nose. So if we can reach and he goes back where we can rewind it, get movement here, okay. If he wants to play laterally, all right, and we can't get hat, we have to displace that, create a gap, press and cut up and put work and get a cut off on the backside. Okay, but here they didn't like to cross face with the shade that much, so we made a center pull call. Okay, all right, so we're gonna pull, and now the minute the center pulls, that becomes like a guard tackle combination block. So the center's gonna pull and read the near knee at number 40. If 40 comes to me, I'm taking it into tackles tight track in a 44. We're pinning, this will be front side. All right, now if 40's out, the center's taking 44. We had a backside tug on too with the backside tackle and guard. The 3-tech cross face, so our tackle actually skins it up to 30, okay, because we had a true zone concept on the backside. All right, but we're pinning down with a drive crotch. We're going to drive with our outside crotch with our inside. Now, if he's way in there, we can use the normal down block or angle steps, all right, here on the choke. We really got to drive the knee, but if he's tighter to me and not going to reduce or cross face here, all right, we can go drive and then crotch with our back or inside foot here, drive our outside. Okay, we're going to torque down with our right tackle here. All right, we're drive crotch in the nose. All right, skip it and still pull for the play side number on 44 to create space and stretch. Okay, still a drive block. All right, backside guard cuts the defense half on the 3. Okay, we're not going to displace versus movement on this play. We're going to strain and win half placement on this play. That's the main thing we're going to do here. All right. Same here, we're going to pull the center here. We're going to tug the backside. Okay, so we pull. All right, knee goes away, center's up. We tug the backside. We get hat on the backside, -1. We get hat on the backside, 3, cut the defense in half. All right, they're able to get a big play here. If we get movement, okay, so right here, someone's got to play this B gap. Well, if we get a reduction, like I said, the center's got to take the 5 pinch, and the tackle's going to take 44 here. We got to do a better job of just getting flat to 30 here. So that's something. If you get a lot of grabbers, you have to work some rip stuff and different things like that, or you have to pin it and pull it and sell out, all right? But you got to have a plan. If you pin pull it, you got to be able to wind all the way around if you're getting movement down the line, okay? And that's a little bit harder. It takes some practice, but if you're going to do it, this is part of your base, what you do. All right, so we're pulling the center here. We're going to pin down the nose. We're going to skip, pull, 5 pinches in. I wish we could have slowed down a hair bit more. All right, but we're going to sell for the place that number drive. All right, handle it just like it's a tackle and guard combination. Now, if we get a lot of this, in my opinion, the first thing you want to do before you pin it, if we're pulling the center, you want to combo the backside. You can quick it, sell out, and then get flat, all right, to handle the -1 player, okay, with the backside guard. The harder thing to do would be to tug it, because if you get a bunch of movement and you can't get around that, you're going to pin yourself and you can't get through, which is what happens here. You still get a front side run through, it's good. Right here, especially with the mic, the A-gap player playing backside, we should just heavy that and snap off, cut the defense in half here, pin it, and go. All right, that'd be my number one way to attack it instead of doing this now. All right, it's just a change up, but that's kind of where we're going from there. Okay, the other thing that we do, we got to find other ways to cut the defense in half. All right. Now, all of these, I mean, you can, if you're out hatted or anything like that, 6-man box, we will throw RPOs off of it and make a home call up front, which puts us in a protection up front, all right, and create a dish for a quarterback to throw a quick game or anything like that. Anytime we're overloaded, we have an answer. So we got a 6-man box, all right. We knew our back was coming front side, so we had to push the ID back. And then we made a protection call, so our guard and our center are working here, running backs here, and everyone else is in man on this concept. All right, just because we checked it at the line based on the front. All right, but all that stuff is built in. We can also throw a quick game, which we do right here as well. So they're playing muggers and stuff like that. We can cut the edges, all right, and then the rip, whatever we want to do as well. Okay, so like I said, it's a true RPO offense, everything we do is off of that. The other way we cut the defense in half, this is kind of the last part of the deal, is we use an insert concept. So right here, okay, this is a 6-man scheme. So most of the stuff you looked at already are 5-man schemes. This is a 6-man scheme, which means it's like a flex concept, 11, 20 personnel, however you call this guy. We call this flex for us. So we're running an insert play. So everything we're doing is based off of first 5 ID points, so we can push the point where the mic call and bring the backside fullback with us. All right, but all we're doing is find another way to get another gap, all right, on the backside, another way to cut the defense in half. Okay, so right here, okay, our center is thinking he's got first 5 rules. If he's confused, he finds his front side gap on cover, he's going to mic the second level player sitting there, most dangerous to him. Okay, now he knows he's got a here call, so he knows he's got someone accounting for the -1. Okay, now the biggest thing is he's got to understand that he's got to come into flow with the back of the O-line. So if the O-line is working play side number, throw out, play side number, play side armpit, inside V, but it's really, if he was inside on play side armpit, he's got to work through that and be a cutoff point on the play side armpit. So he's got to work for front side hat the whole time just as much. He needs to work a shuffle concept and think, okay, pre-snap, backside B's open. All right, the only thing that could take it away is what? There's 2 options. I can get, all right, a slant concept to the field, which would tell me to go through the A-gap now with the shuffle, or we can get a whole reduction. Every gap is covered well. This ball is a front side concept. It's not going to wind back here. If we want to hit back here, we'll call it tight zone play. So then we work a fine technique to bring him all the way around to swap the front side to create a gap. Okay, so right now he's thinking, all right, B gap's open, shuffle, stays open. Now I'm going to skin it when half the front side on 46. Okay, our center and guard, our guard is straining. All right, but the minute he gets beat quick, all right, this week we told him, hey, this guy's pretty good. If he gets beat, we're going to displace it, insert on the backside to create a cutback for our running back here. All right, which allows it this backside B gap cut up. All right, the minute that we got displacement, All right, on our backs track, he can't press it on the front side guard's read. It's still the same. It's still a stretch zone play. The back is still pressing and reading the guard's block. But the minute he gets displacement, that tells him to now get vertical. All right, and the reason we are protecting that is we have a backside insert on the right here, which tells our back to get vertical now. All right, it's all built in and off of the whole play. Okay, so right here, same thing. Now, all right, 5's the mic. We're thinking first 5 rules, uncovered gap. So we got first 5 rules. So the only thing that changes is that instead of the tackle blocking, all right, the number 5, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5, first 5. All right, we're just switching responsibilities between these two. So now he's got 5. All right, he's got 6, or the end backside C got player. So our center can keep the same way we ID the mic the same. All right, so number 5's the mic. Okay, we're alluring to the mic. We're scooting. Our backside guard should be scooting. All right, our tight end's going to insert and skin it. All right, right off. He needs to skin this tight to gain hat right here. He needs to skin that tight. Our backs keep pressing the guard's block. The guard gets hat. We're out the front side blocking on the most dangerous defender with the number 1. Okay, now, all of these answers are ways to create stretch and cut the defense in half. Same thing here. We're trying to create stretch, all right, with our tackle and our guard. All right, the minute the tackle's guy comes inside, all right, changes. This is why we're in man. So we're luing it to 34. When the tackle here is lued to 34, that tells the play side tackle you're in man. Okay, so that tells me right now that if he goes in, I got to rewind on this right now if he goes. It's on bumped off. All right, our backside's still in man on the first thing. Head up to the backside. Our backside tackle's in the second thing. Our insert player has the -1. All right, he's thinking A gaps. All right, entry point. Okay, he's going to shuffle and go. All right, our running backs are in the guard's block. Guard gets hat. We get a rewind and tell him to bounce it in the C gap. It doesn't happen a lot, but it allows us not to get over the -1. If we would have said, hey, it's just zone, all right, and we pass off this guy, he's going to come through and make a clean play at it because they play 2 in a gap. All right, and we rewind on to give ourselves an extra bounce. If we would have rewound on this, we would have gone to TFL here because they got 2 in a gap right here. Okay, so we rewind on this. All right, we got hat with the guard. It tells our back to keep pressing it right now. All right, you can tell he's reading his reads because if not, he would have cut it up and number 5 would have made the play on it. So he's reading the front side guard's blocks. Front side guard gets hat. Tackle goes back on the rewind. That creates the bounce. Okay. Well, all of this is based off of, hey, we have a man concept still in this world that if they're comboing with the center and guard inside, the tackle's got to go to a man concept until bumped off. Okay, that's the number 1 way to limit negative runs. Okay, same thing here. So now we're luring it to the mic to 48. All right, stretch on the left with an insert for the -1. All right, we get a good insert with our backside tight end here. We get a hat with the backside tackle. All right, backside guard's in position to give him a run through those shorts. His backside foot, I guarantee, pivoted inside. It needs to get vertical through. It needs to get vertical through him. Right here. Then our left guard still play side number drive. Our center needs to still scoot and then sell out for the play side number so he doesn't get his buttonhole. If we get expansion here and here, this back doesn't get touched. But the minute that we had to make our back cut again, all right, it's our center's fault. So that way we were getting nicked right here. If we expand that, it's an easy run for the running back here. Okay, but our tackle's filing on the throw here with a push-pull inside B. All right, our hand is to the armpit, our inside hand. Our outside hand is to the midline. I'm going to torque it out and drive. Okay, but like I said, if we would have sold out for the center with play side number, hat placement, we would have been fine. All right, last couple deals. So right here, all right, we're running an insert play again, same thing to the left, okay? Now, we got the nose here. We're caging the nose. The minute that he becomes a gap player, and he was pretty damn good, we said we're going to combo block to 42 the mic, or 43 the mic here, okay? We got, first 5 rules, uncovered gap. He's sitting right there, and he's the mic. -1 is right here. He's the insert, okay? The nose, all right, angles to the boundary. Well, our guard wants to keep straining and driving and stretching through the play side number so that we can keep stretching this for the back to stay on his track right here. Okay, so the back, I wish you could press it a hair more front side. Okay, all right, if he would a hair more to the heels of that guard and make his cut, probably even a little bit easier here. All right, but the main thing is too, the backside guard, is getting an angle look. You don't want to just displace that right away. If you're running tight zone, okay, and we're looking for that stuff, we'll displace it. But this is a stretch zone play. We're going to strain on the backside, strain, so we can hit it through the front side of the play. Okay, like I said, if it's a wind back play, we'll displace it. But being that it's a stretch zone play, we're going to strain on the backside here. All right, last couple deals. Here's that fine technique that I was talking about. Okay, the minute that, all right, our stinger has got the -1. Well, he should know right now we're getting some type of reduction. We don't have base defense. The mic is out of the A gap. The minute the mic is out of the A gap, you're not getting base defense. You're going to get some type of movement. Okay? So right now you should be thinking that. So the minute that should be, a light bulb should flicker in his head and think, okay, I got to go to the fine technique. So I got to work all the way around suave and take whatever shows. Okay, that's the kind of one of the newer things we're doing now. So mic's out of the A gap. We get a reduction, we sell out. The guard does a phenomenal job here. The tackle should see that the mic is out. We make a macho call anyway. He wants the bucket and then get his backside knee vertical. The guard does a great job here on the bucket. All right. He does a handy, but I like more of a bucket and a vertical drive here to win hat placement. Okay, make it a little easier so that his hat's on this side of the player. Because he kind of shuffled and hinged, makes his head on the backside. If he would have bucket, he'd be on the front side. Okay, we get hat, we wrap around with the tight end all the way around to the front side gap, swab it, all right, and just insert for whatever shows. All right, that's our fine technique if we get a lot of movement. All right, these are our scoop blocks from the tackle and guard here. Okay, you can really see it from the tight shot. So the shade is on the center, so I'm going to reach with the center here with the backside club to the armpit. We're going to scoot here, and we're going to tag the 43. So our tackle is scooting and torquing out. If he goes in, he's going to disrupt and tight track of the 43. Our guard is scooting to check the near knee of the 5 technique. 5 techniques, knee goes away. I'm selling out for the play side number on 43. Okay? This is what our scoot is right here. Nothing changes the backside on the -1 insert here. 43 is the mic. We tag it. Okay? Our stinger's working at 46. We get play side number hat. We get it torqued out. We're straining on the nose. Reading the front side guard's block. He gets hat. We're banging it through the front side. All right, this is the scoop. So we're going to be cover up, lateral advantage drive. All right, our tackle goes with the torque. All right, we get a quick duck vertically to the place side number on the wheel backer and look through the front side. All right, last couple deals. If we get, the only other positive part of the insert, all right, if you get beat quick or you misstep and displace, you do it, and you can insert the ball kick for the -1 on the backside. Okay, you can create a quick cutback for your running back. So right here, our backside guard. Okay, our backside guard missteps here with his first step here. He should be scooting, but he steps under himself, so he has to go to a torque now. He's late, so he's got to torque that. He needs to get his hat across and torque it. So we torqued it, but we insert it because our gap got covered up and we shuffled and opened it. All right, which gave us a cutback through the backside B gap. All right, so that is the positive part. You always have a fail-safe still if you get backside movement and you get a nice insert block and create a gap again. All right, the only other, last 2 deals, all right, off of the insert concept, we'll run this pin pull concept. We'll pull the center here. If they do not cross face backside with the nose, we'll pin it and we'll pull it. Okay, now the thing, when you pull it tight with the backside tight end here, you really got to be able to read this and get around if we get plenty of displacement backside. So right here, we got a bunch of displacement on the backside. Nothing changes. We still have the mic. We still have the adhere play for the -1. Okay, this is more of an OZ path track, but it's a good complement for the insert stuff out of the same look. Then we pin, we pull, we keep selling out, all right, and then we insert for the backside and we get a double lead through, okay, the front side B gap. All right, really it's front side A gap, but as the guard and center switch responsibilities, all right, but we're able to pin it, pull it, cut the defense in half again, all right, and then wrap around from the -1, keep pressing and cutting on the puncture right here. It's more of an outside zone play, but we complement our backside insert play with this look. We also can throw off it if we get rotation or an extra hat. Like with the safety cheated in, we can see it and throw backside. Then we can do all of that stuff as a relief, because if we pin it and pull it, then that safety's coming now, all right? He's sitting right there to make the play. So that's why we just ripped it backside now. All right, last one here, if we get movement, so if the nose plays over the top, so we pin this, right here you see from the wide, the nose, all right, angles weak, and the 3 angles weak, well, we gotta roll that over on a pin and have the puller skin it up for the mics, so we don't change it. If you're a pin player, so if you're pinning down on a player, so if you're pinning the nose and he plays over the top, you wanna rewind back on that and have the puller, all right, because he's on a second level, make us right. All right, because he can see it off the ball. All right, we're still able to get a 4 to 5 yard gain based on this look here. So we pin it, all right, we get a angle, all right, angle weak by the 3 in the nose. All right, our stinger's working front side for hat placement, getting the police hands on. Okay, the center skips it and skins it up to 1. All right, and we still get a positive gain here. All right, and then if we get overloaded or front side safety insert with a lot of stuff like this, they're playing odd front, 2 mics left, a lot of safety insert here. We'll rip it, obviously off of all of that stuff here. All right, I mean, like I said, everything that we do is a relief of where we're aiming for the ball. So since, this ball, we're trying to stretch it through the front side, we need to be worried about, front side safety insert stuff. If we're on a tight zone play or anything, that's a wind back, well, now we need to worry about who the -1 or apex player or a -2 or apex player is going to be to the play. All right, you have to build your RPOs to be reliefs and answers for your run plays.